Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another PlayStation review. Today I'm taking a look at the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition for the PlayStation 5. Now this was released initially back in 2022 for the PlayStation. It's a game I've always had on my, games to play list. I thought it looked really interesting and cool. It's just become free on the PlayStation Plus memberships for the month of January this year. So I've downloaded it and I have been playing this for quite a while. I've put a few hours into this. And I thought I'd give you some feedback and thoughts on the game. If this is a game that you've been interested in trying, if you're like me, sometimes when you get these free games on the PlayStation Plus memberships, you add them to your library and then you're kind of like, well, maybe I'll play that at some point down the line. But you don't know a great deal about the game. Well, I'll give you a little bit of information to let you make your mind up what your thoughts are on this one. Right, so what is the Stanley Parable? Well, it is essentially a reimagining of the acclaimed indie game that first came out in 2013, the Stanley Parable. However, this version does retain the original's core, but it also introduces substantial new content, effectively really expanding the size of the game, almost doubling it, really, you could say. It's a first-person adventure and puzzle game, thought-provoking puzzle game, I'd say. And you control Stanley, an office worker, and he is in a joyous world of pushing buttons in his office, and he has to explore his mysteriously deserted workplace. So he's happy working away in his office. All of a sudden, everybody's gone. There's nobody in the workplace at all, and Stanley's got to kind of explore and figure out what's going on with some really fun, witty dialogue going on in the background. So it's got a really brilliant narration going on in this game, and it's voiced by Kevin Brighting, and it's got loads of different branching paths, this game. Almost like endless choices. So loads of different endings going on here. And each run can kind of last about 30 minutes, I'd say. Sometimes a lot less than that. And there's so many different endings. And it's all influenced by player choices and things like that. It satirizes the whole concept of choice in video games, and it does often lead to really varied and thought-provoking endings and outcomes to the game. It's quite interesting, really. Some of them are just comical, and some of them are genuinely thought-provoking. I've really enjoyed that about the game. I love the way it approaches just everything, just turning on the game. The first thing it asks you to do is to give the accurate time. What time is it? So you do that the first time, then you might play it for an hour or so, you might turn the game off, and then you might put it on the following day. Then it'll ask you to put the time in again. What's the accurate time? So you do it again. Same thing again, you play it for half an hour, turn it off. Third time you put it on, it'll just sort of say something like, right, okay, I understand that you've been putting the time in. And it kind of pushes your buttons and makes you think. It says, have you been putting the right time in? Well, I'm going to ask you again now. Let's see what happens, sort of thing. And you're kind of like, oh God, it's like it knows what you're doing, the game. It's very, very clever in what it does. So the game does enhance the original. Now, I didn't play it first time round, but I've done a bit of research on it, sort of thing, and it's clearly improved the visuals, and like I say, it's got a lot of new content. It's got entirely new areas for you to visit and explore, different paths for you to kind of go down. It's got quite a large scope. It adds estimated a bit up to 4 to 6 hours of gameplay, sort of thing, and the new content can offer fresh commentary on sequels and expansions and just the whole concept of video games sort of thing, and it's quite satirical in that sense. It's very, very good. Very intelligent, witty, humour. It's got a really unique approach to storytelling in this game, and it's been really widely praised by most people. Most places have kind of given this very, very high scores, and I absolutely understand that. It's one of those games that you can just pick up, put a bit of time into. You do a couple of runs on it, sort of thing. Get wildly different paths and endings. Have a little wry smile to yourself, enjoying the narration that you've been hearing. Turn it off, and then it's a couple of days later. You put it back on, have another couple of runs. It's that kind of game. It's not going to tax you in any way. It's not tiring to play. It's just different, and I really do commend them for that. Really, it's my understanding is it really has enhanced the original, and that it's brought it up to modern standards. I think the graphics are absolutely fine for what it is. It absolutely does its job. It doesn't need to be absolutely stunning visuals or anything like that. That's not the message it's trying to get across, really. It's a rich, engaging experience that essentially builds on the strengths of the original, and with the new expanded content that we get here, an updated presentation, it does make it, I think, almost an essential play, especially when you consider that the game is essentially free to play if you're a PlayStation Plus member. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. Why would you not play this game? Why would you not put the even 45 minutes, put it on for 45 minutes and play it? You're not going to have a clue what's going on initially. I certainly didn't. I was, I'm kind of like, what is this that I'm playing? And then it just charms you with the writing, and the voiceover, the narration is just top notch. It's very good, brilliant sense of humour, and manages to be really clever and thought-provoking at the same time. So for me, it's a really strong 8 out of 10, and I do recommend it really quite highly. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you found this review useful.